Right now, Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.
All right, thanks a lot, Julian. Thank you for tuning into the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. I'm back from El Paso, back in the seat here, taking your phone calls tonight. 412-575-2600 is the number. Paul Zeise will join us in just moments to help co-host this show tonight. We're going to be talking about some changes on the south side, dealing with the Steelers and with Pitt. The Steelers let Joey Porter go, and we're hearing there could be more changes to come. You could kind of guess what those changes could be, but we'll find out in the next few days, maybe week, to find out the other changes over on the Steelers side. As for the Pitt side, they released offensive coordinator Sean Watson, wide receivers coach Kevin Sherman, and, you know, Paul, I hate to see anyone get fired, but those guys, not so much Kevin Sherman, offensive coordinator. That offense has been one of the worst, very predictable, not creative at all. There had to be a move made, or I think Panther fans would revolt next year.
Yeah, I would say that probably the biggest problem with Sean Watson was his play calling. I mean, I think his offense, I think sometimes we get way too caught up in schemes and, you know, I think obviously he knows offense.
Yeah.
I thought his game planning was fine. I thought what they tried to do was what you would do with the talent level that they had. I thought they could have used their tight ends a little bit more. But for the most part, I thought the scheme was okay. The play calling left a lot to be desired, and that was the biggest problem. And to me, that's the number one job of an offensive coordinator, isn't it? I mean, you've got to be able to call plays to give your team a chance to win. And frankly, they didn't do a very good job of it. I mean, the Stanford game to me, I know Kenny Pickett didn't play great, but why did he throw the ball 30 times? Why did Darren Hall only carry the ball 16 times? To me, the play calling left a lot to be desired in that game, and probably was the difference between winning and losing. I mean, players, you know, ultimately have to execute, but I can point to several drives in that game where the play calling just wasn't very good, and it cost them. I mean, no, we don't got to go over them all, but
yeah.
but they get 13-7. They're up 13-7. They kick off. You know, they kick the field goal to go 13-7. They kick off. They get a 3-and-out. Stanford punts it. Pitt now has the ball on a 35-yard line, their own 35-yard line, but there's like 3 minutes left in the third quarter. They throw it 3 times. They drop back to throw it 3 times. And they punt. They didn't get any yardage. And there was like 20 seconds that were taken off the clock because they threw it out of, you know, they threw incomplete passes. What are you doing?
I thought the defense played really well. I don't understand why they got away from Kenny Pickett even running the ball. He had that one drive, the touchdown drive. He ran the ball a few times up the middle, caught him off guard, and they got away from that.
The best offensive coordinators are the ones that find what the other team it cannot stop or isn't stopping, and they keep doing it. The worst are the ones that convince themselves, well, you know, they haven't stopped it 9 times in a row, but this 10th time we're going to catch them off guard, and you know they're going to know that they're going to be ready for it.
Like a Steelers wide receiver screen.
Exactly.
They just keep running it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, again, the 58-yard field goal that they kicked, remember, or missed. They handed the ball to Darren Hall from the 20-yard line to the 40, and then they get to the 40 and they throw it twice. And now it's 3rd and 10, and they do that goofy, you know, he tried to do a goofy, some sort of pitch play or something, and they fumble. Now you lose 5 more yards. It's like, run forward there. At that point in the game, you're looking to you're down 1 point. You're at least looking to put yourself in good field goal range. You're running right down their throats. What is the issue? But again, that's, to me, I think what the biggest problem was. I think a lot of people, you know, his offense and all this stuff. I think, you know what, Pat Narduzzi is going to find a guy that wants to run the football. That's how, you know, that's his comfort zone, and that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. What I have a problem with is you got to find somebody that's a really good play caller.
Well, a combination of Sean Watson and Kenny Pickett just being up and down all season long, I think that was just a bad combination for this year. I think maybe the biggest problem I have with Sean Watson and this offense, you know, the lack of creativity. But I understand that Narduzzi wants a run-first offense, but they failed to throw the ball down the field, Paul. I mean, that was something that we didn't see much of. Just, you know, the one slant that worked to Maurice French, they ran it once, they got away from it. Yeah. And, I mean, it it seemed like they just kept doing things that never worked or were so predictable.
Right. Their offense was predictable, but again, when they was rolling, they were hard to start. They were hard to stop. And again, the best offensive coordinators I've ever watched are the ones that say, they can't stop this. We're going to do this until that defensive coordinator retires from football because he's so sick, of seeing this play work and can't figure out how to stop it. The worst ones are the ones that try and outthink everybody. It's like, oh, well, we've run 9 straight times for an average of 10 yards a carry, but this 11th or 10th time, it's not going to work, so we've got to throw it. I mean, and to be honest with you, both offensive coordinators that got fired after the Sun Bowl for Pitt, that was exactly the way they went about their business. Matt Cavanaugh and Sean Watson. It's reality.
This will be 4 offensive coordinators for Narduzzi in his first 4 years. I want to get your opinion on that when we come back. We're also taking your phone calls. 412-575-2600. Talking about the Pitt Panthers coaching changes, also the Pittsburgh Steelers. We'll get into that, their coaching changes, and a big win over at PPG tonight. 8 straight for the Penguins. Matt Murray, 7-0 since coming back from injured reserve. All that and more coming up next on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. Back in a couple minutes.